Hi everyone, Dr. Carter here. I'm 60 years old, and after more than 3 decades of working with men in their 50 seconds, 60 seconds, and 70 seconds, I can tell you this. Sometimes the most powerful solutions for your health are the ones hiding in plain sight. And today, today we're going to talk about one of those solutions. Something so simple, so basic, that most men shrug it off, and yet it has the power to change your energy, your circulation, your confidence, and yes, even your erections. Now, before we go any further, do me a quick favor. If you're a gentleman over 50, or you care about staying strong, staying active, and keeping your body working the way it was meant to, hit that like button. And if you enjoy honest, straight talk health advice, none of the sugarcoating, none of the gimmicks, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I've got a lot more to share with you, and I'd love for you to be part of this community of men aging with strength and pride. And while you're at it, let me know in the comments, how much water do you think you drink on an average day? Really think about it. I'll tell you right now, most men guess wrong. All right, let's get into it. Let me start with something that may surprise you. Over the years, I've treated thousands of men who were struggling with weaker erections, slower to build, quick to fade, not as firm as they used to be. Some thought it was their testosterone. Some blamed stress. Others thought it was just getting old. But when I dug deeper into their habits, I found something they all had in common. They were dehydrated. Not dangerously dehydrated, not passing out in the heat or ending up in the hospital, but mildly and consistently dehydrated. And here's the part that really catches guys off guard. You can be dehydrated without ever feeling thirsty. Yes, you heard me right. Thirst is one of the worst indicators of hydration, especially after age 50. By the time you feel that dryness in your mouth, your body has already slipped into a conservation mode. Your blood volume has already dropped. Circulation has already slowed down. And when blood flow slows, your erections are the first thing to suffer. See, an erection is a hydraulic event, a pressure-based system. It depends on your arteries opening wide, your blood moving fast, and your erectile tissue filling all the way to the top. But here's the simple truth. Your blood is mostly water. If your blood is even slightly thicker than normal, or your body's water levels are low, that whole hydraulic system gets sluggish. And when that happens, your firmness suffers. I've had men tell me, "Doc, I don't get morning wood as often anymore," or "It takes forever to get going," or "It just doesn't feel as strong as it used to." And one of the first things I check is their hydration. You'd be amazed how often that alone tells me the whole story. Let me give you an example. A few years ago, I had a patient, let's call him Mark, 62 years old. Good shape, exercised 3 times a week, ate healthy for the most part. His main complaint was weaker erections and low energy in the afternoons. He assumed it was hormones. But after talking to him for 5 minutes, I asked, "Mark, how much water do you drink in a day?" He paused, thought about it, and said, "Well, I have my coffee in the morning, a diet soda with lunch, maybe a glass of water at dinner." Right there, the problem was clear as day. He wasn't drinking water. He was drinking fluids, but not water. And after age 50, your body becomes far less efficient at using fluid that contains caffeine, sweeteners, carbonation, or alcohol. Those drinks can actually pull water out of your system. Mark started doing one simple thing: drinking water the right way, consistently, not in big gulps, not only when he thought about it. And within 2 weeks, he came back to me and said, "Doc, I don't know what kind of magic trick this is, but everything is working again." That's not magic. That's biology. And I know some of you watching have probably made the same mistake the majority of my patients make: the panic chug. You ignore water all day, then suddenly slam down 2 or 3 glasses right before bed, or even right before intimacy. My friend, that's the worst timing possible. It doesn't help your blood flow. It just sends you running to the bathroom during the moments you least want to be interrupted. So today, I want to break down not just why water matters, but how to drink it the right way. The way that supports smooth circulation, healthy nerves, stable hormones, and strong, dependable erections after haltreds. And listen, this isn't some fad, some supplement, or some trick. This is about giving your body, your heart, your blood vessels, your adrenal glands, your nerves, your muscles, the very thing they've been quietly begging for: water. Plain, simple water. And by the time we're done today, I promise you'll never look at a glass of water the same way again. So stick with me and remember to hit like, drop a comment, and subscribe so you don't miss the rest of this series on men's health. We're in this together, gentlemen. Now, let's roll up our sleeves and dig into what really happens inside your body when you drink water and when you don't. Because once you understand the why, the how becomes incredibly easy. And I promise you, the differences you'll feel in your energy, clarity, and sexual performance will be real, noticeable, and surprisingly fast. Let's start with the basics. But I'm going to explain it the way I explain it to my patients. Simple, practical, no fancy medical lecture. 1. Your erection is a water-driven system, literally. You've heard me say this already, but it's worth repeating. An erection is basically a hydraulic process. It is pressure. It is fluid. It is your blood rushing into the erectile tissue and staying there long enough for you to perform. But here's what most men don't realize. Your blood is mostly water. If your water levels drop, your blood volume drops right along with it. Think of it like trying to inflate a tire with a weak air pump. You might get some pressure, maybe enough to move the tire a little bit, but you're not getting full inflation. Same with your erections. Mild dehydration, the kind most men walk around with every single day, makes the blood thicker, sludgier, slower. And when blood slows down, the arteries that feed the penis simply can't deliver the pressure needed to create a strong, lasting erection. This is why so many men over 50 describe erections that feel halfway there. Not totally gone, not completely failing, just weaker, softer, less reliable. I can't tell you how many guys have come into my office saying, "Doc, I don't know what's happening. I haven't changed anything, but things aren't the same." Well, hydration is a change. It's just one you don't notice until it's too late. And I'll tell you something else. As we age, our blood vessels stiffen naturally. Collagen changes. Nitric oxide drops. Plaque builds up. So we need every advantage we can get to keep that blood moving. Water is one of the biggest advantages. 2. Dehydration puts your body into survival mode. One of the most important lessons I learned in my career is this: the human body is smart. It's always trying to keep you alive. But sometimes, those survival mechanisms end up hurting your performance in other ways, including your sexual health. When you're dehydrated, even just a little bit, your body shifts into what I call priority mode. That means the heart gets priority, the brain gets priority, the lungs and kidneys get priority, and the penis? Well, let's just say it's not at the top of the emergency list. Your body literally redirects blood away from non-essential areas, and unfortunately, sexual performance is one of those areas. That's why even if you feel mentally ready, your body might not respond the way you want. I've had patients look at me like I'm crazy when I tell them dehydration sabotages erections. But once they start hydrating correctly, the results speak for themselves. No pills, no hormones, just water. 3. Why so many men drink water the wrong way? This is the part most men are shocked by. It's not just about drinking more water, it's about how you drink it. And let me tell you, most guys mess this part up. Here are the most common hydration mistakes I see in my office. Mistake 1. The panic chug. You know exactly what I mean. You go all day without water, you realize it at 5 p.m. or 9 p.m., and suddenly you chug 2 or 3 glasses like you're trying to make up for lost time. That doesn't hydrate you. That overloads you. Your body can only process water at a steady rate. If you dump a bunch in all at once, you dilute your sodium levels, stress your kidneys, and end up running to the bathroom every 15 minutes. Not exactly the performance support you were hoping for. Mistake 2. The desert and flood routine. Some men go hours without drinking a drop. Then they slam down big amounts later in the day. This is terrible for your circulation because your body wants consistency, stable blood volume, stable hydration, stable electrolytes, not droughts and floods. Mistake 3. Counting coffee, soda, or alcohol as water. I love coffee as much as anyone, but it does not count as hydration. Coffee, tea, soda, and especially alcohol are mild diuretics. They push water out of your system. So even if those drinks contain water, your net hydration might actually go down. If you're a 2 cups of coffee a day guy, or if you have a glass of wine with dinner, you need extra hydration to compensate. Most men don't do that, and it shows in their energy, in their sleep, and yes, in their erections. 4. The right way to drink water for stronger erections. After 50? Alright, let's talk strategy. Here is exactly what I teach my male patients. Step 1. Start your morning with a tall glass. I recommend 300-400 milliliters, about 10-14 ounces, within 20 minutes of waking up. Why? Because you just spent 7-8 hours breathing, sweating lightly, filtering blood, all without a single sip of water. You wake up dehydrated whether you feel it or not. This first glass reactivates circulation, wakes up your kidneys, thins your blood to a healthy level, and primes your body for the day. And if you want to make it even more effective, add a tiny pinch of Himalayan salt for electrolytes and half a lemon for vitamin C and nitric oxide protection. This combination helps your blood vessels relax better, which is exactly what you want for erections. Step 2. Use the steady drip method. This is the secret that changes everything. Instead of drinking huge amounts every few hours, drink small amounts consistently, half a glass every 45-60 minutes. This maintains blood volume, supports nerve function, reduces inflammation, and keeps your energy steady. Think of it like keeping a garden hose at stable pressure rather than turning it off for hours and then blasting it on full force. Your arteries, especially the small ones that feed the penis, love consistency. Step 3. Stop big drinks 45 minutes before intimacy. This one is crucial. If you're planning for intimacy in the evening, drink normally throughout the day, but stop large amounts about 45 minutes before. That gives your bladder time to process the water so you're not distracted or uncomfortable during the moment. You still get the benefit of hydration without the interruption. 5. Hydration affects hormones more than people realize. Men often think testosterone is complicated, but hydration plays a surprisingly big role in maintaining it. When you're dehydrated, your kidneys work harder. Your adrenal glands stress out. Your cortisol levels rise. And cortisol is the enemy of testosterone. High cortisol reduces testosterone production, slows recovery, and even lowers libido. Many men in their 50 seconds blame age for their low desire, but dehydration is often a hidden culprit. When you hydrate properly, testosterone production becomes more efficient. You feel the difference in your mood, your confidence, your energy, and your intimacy. 6. Nerve function needs water. 2 more than you think. Here's something most men never think about. An erection isn't just blood flow, it's nerve signaling. Your brain sends a signal down the spinal cord, through your pelvic nerves, to the arteries in the penis. Those nerves tell the smooth muscle to relax, which then allows blood to rush in. But nerves need proper fluid balance to fire correctly. Dehydration slows down those signals. That's why some men describe arousal as delayed, or say that the erection doesn't happen as naturally anymore. It's like your body is buffering. Hydration restores that fast, clean nerve communication so erections happen more spontaneously, without forcing or overthinking. 7. How to know you're dehydrated, even if you don't feel thirsty. Thirst is the last sign, not the first. Here are earlier signs most men ignore. Dark yellow urine, afternoon fatigue, dry mouth, nighttime leg cramps, fewer or weaker morning erections. Many men mistake these symptoms for just getting older, but they are actually classic dehydration signals. 8. Why fitness, nutrition, and sleep all work better when you're hydrated. Hydration amplifies everything else you do for your health. When you exercise while hydrated, your pelvic floor muscles and cardiovascular system function better. When you eat healthy foods like spinach, beets, berries, or salmon, water helps transport those nutrients more efficiently. When you sleep hydrated, your body avoids nighttime wake-ups and produces more testosterone during deep sleep. Hydration is the foundation. Without it, every other healthy habit becomes less effective. 9. The men over 50 who improve the fastest all have one thing in common. The men who make the fastest improvements in energy, erections, stamina, confidence, are not the guys who take the most supplements. They're not the guys who hit the gym hardest. They're the guys who master consistency. Hydration is not dramatic. It's not flashy. It doesn't make headlines. But it works. And the older you are, the more your body benefits from every single sip. I've seen men in their 50 seconds, 60 seconds, even 70 seconds regain firmer, more reliable erections simply by drinking water the right way. No medication required. Gentlemen, before we wrap up today, I want to leave you with something deeper than just hydration tips. Something I've learned after 35 years of treating men, sitting with them, listening to them, and walking through the ups and downs of aging right alongside them. Growing older is not a punishment. It's not a decline. It's not the loss of who you were. It's simply a new chapter, and like every chapter, it comes with its own challenges, its own lessons, and its own opportunities to grow stronger, wiser, and more connected to yourself. And I know some of you watching might feel discouraged. Maybe you've noticed changes in your body. Maybe intimacy doesn't feel as effortless as it used to. Maybe you're carrying stress, or frustration, or even embarrassment. And trust me, I've heard it all, and I've felt it too. I'm 60 myself. I know what it's like to look in the mirror and feel the passing of time. But I want you to hear this clearly. There is still so much strength inside you, so much life, so much potential. Your body isn't broken, it's simply asking for better care. And the beautiful part is this. Sometimes the most powerful improvements come from the simplest changes, like drinking water the right way, like honoring your circulation, like listening to your nerves, your hormones, your sleep, your muscles. These are not small things. These are the foundations of vitality. I've seen men in their 50 seconds, 60 seconds, even 70 seconds transform their energy, their confidence, and their relationships by making these gentle, consistent changes. Not from chasing big miracles, but from respecting the small habits that keep the body alive and strong. And if you're sitting there thinking, "Doc, is it too late for me?" Let me be the first to tell you, absolutely not. As long as you wake up in the morning, you still have a chance to build the health, the strength, and the intimacy you deserve. Age doesn't close the door. It just asks you to walk through it with a little more intention. So start tomorrow morning with that tall glass of water. Sip consistently through the day. Take care of your circulation. Support your nerves. Treat your body like an old friend who's been with you through everything, because it has. And if this message spoke to you, if you learned something today, or if you simply appreciate honest, judgment-free conversation about men's health, please do me a favor. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments. I truly love hearing from you. Tell me how much water you're drinking. Tell me what changes you notice. Tell me what topics you want me to cover next. We're building a community here, men supporting men, learning to age with strength, dignity, and hope. Gentlemen, your best years are not behind you. They're right in front of you, and I'm honored to walk this journey with you. I'm Dr. Carter. Thank you for being here. I'll see you in the next video.